Hi, and thanks for joining me this week. It's Patty from pspapercrafts, and we're doing another Friday fun fold. Today is Friday the 13th. Ooh, no biggie. The sun is shining. It's a beautiful day, and we're going to make a pretty card. So here we go. This is called a triple diamond fancy fold. There's a lot of triple diamond cards. I don't know that it's fancy. It's a fun fold. So it's got the kind of basic Z fold, and then it has the triple diamonds on it. So pretty. So this was made using this beautiful paper. I love it. I love the green in it. That's my favorite. Brushed with Beauty, and this is just gorgeous. I also used the banner sayings for the sentiment, happy birthday, and then inside, wishing you good things. And this has, if you want to get the punch that goes with it, you can save, I think it's 10% if you bundle them together. You could buy them separately, but this is great because it works on all of these, and you can either get, I hope you could see it, the full banner, one banner, or the pointed kind of banner. So I use that. We're going to use different products today. So let's put this aside. And today I'm going to use the product of the month for February. So this product, if you spend $75 on product before your rewards and shipping and tax and all that good stuff, you can get the product of the month each month for $5. You can only buy one of them, and each month it's a different product. So this is a designer series paper. I love this pattern. I think it's really beautiful, and you get 3 of each. So this is one. I think this is really pretty. This is a little wild. Not my favorite kind of look, but I think you can make some fun cards with it. And then there's this, which I think is really pretty. This is nice. This kind of looks like a mermaid. So kind of reminds me, or this looks like the mermaid. Is that? Yeah, this is the one that looks like fish scales or mermaid or whatever. And it's really beautiful. And these could be fun leaves. I think you could die cut leaves from that. So I think there are some good things. It didn't really work for the card I'm making, these. But I really wanted to use this. So we're going to go with it. So this is called, let me just see. Painted Illusions, and it is really fun. So, you know, if your order gets to $75, it'll pop up and say, you know, you can add this on, and it's only $5. So it's a good bargain. So it's Flirty Flamingo is the pink we're using. So I have my pieces cut, and there's a lot of pieces to it. Don't worry about writing it all down. I'll say it as we go, but if you don't want to write it all down, there's a link below in the description with a project sheet. So you can just go and, you know, open that up and look at it, print it out if you want, whatever. Because there are a lot of different layers. There's mats, there's the designer series paper, like panels, then there's the diamonds, the diamond mats. So, and this was done in Very Vanilla. So you'll see next to the white. So Very Vanilla was in this paper pack. So I decided to use that. And then we're going to use white because the flowers are white, and I think it really makes it pop. So the first thing we have is a half a sheet of 8.5 by 11. We're going to make an A2 size card. That's what we make typically in the US. So it's 5.5 by 8.5. And we're going to store it twice to make the kind of basic Z fold. So we're going to do 2 1/8, and then 4 1/4. So that just makes the front flap even. So 2 1/8 is half of 4 1/4. So that's why we do it that way. And I like to fold this way, and we'll burnish, and then I'm going to fold it back. Okay, so fold it. And then this one we're going to fold back. And here we have our basic card base. And then all you really need to do is layer. So I have my inside pieces, and you know, I said I'll go along as we go along. So I'm going to put the inside piece aside, and then the inside strip aside, and we'll go with this. So the mats for the front piece, so you're gonna have 2 mats, whether it's basic white, you could use crumb cake, depending on what you're using. Very vanilla. So these 2 mats are 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. Okay, and then your designer series paper, you're going to have 2 of these, and these will be 1 5/8 by 5. Okay, so those are those pieces. So let's put them down, and then we'll come back. And I am going to use my liquid glue for these. I go back and forth between my Seal Plus and my liquid glue. So let's get this down. And isn't this pretty? It reminds me kind of an Asian look. So beautiful. Or a trying to think of the name of the tree. It's not coming to me. A dogwood tree. That's what it reminds me of, a dogwood tree, which I think are so pretty. They're so delicate. They have them in white and pink, I believe. Okay. So here we go. And then we're just going to put this down on this flap. And this pattern is an all over pattern. It's not like a direction where it has to go. I feel like I didn't get in the corner there. You know, a certain way. So if your paper is directional, you want to make sure you're cutting the paper the right way. And we want to make sure that the white is kind of the same top and bottom. Okay? So easy. So then we have, this is our inside, and this is 4 by 5 1/4, and then this one is 2 by 5. So before you stick this down, if you plan on stamping on the inside, you might want to do that now before you stick it down, in case your stamp doesn't work right and you have to restamp it. So let's do that. So on this one, I'm using the pop-up petals. I'm going on the front to say thanks for being there, and then on the inside, grateful for your friendship. And I have them mounted, and we're just going to use Flirty Flamingo. So this is kind of a monochromatic card. Everything is the same color. So I like to do them sometimes. So we're just going to put this a little bit toward the top. I leave this here so I have a good idea. Now you can't use a long sentiment on this card, right? So you have to find a sentiment that works for the card that you're making. And then let's put this down. So this is really fun. I think the back of it is fun. I'm going to have to play with it and come up with a card. I just didn't want all of those lines on this design, that pattern, I guess. Okay, and then this is going to go in here so it all kind of matches and looks like one kind of seamless thing. So let's put, and I usually don't use liquid glue on the inside layers. If you ever follow me, I like to use the Seal Plus on that, but we're going for it. It's fine. You just can't put gobs of it down, and then sometimes you see through it. So here we have our basic card. And for this, you can put anything. You can just put, you know, something like this or something like this. You don't have to do the 3 diamonds. This is just a basic Z-fold card. All right, but we're going to fancy it up a little bit. So we are going to, your diamonds, so your diamond mats, you're going to have the large one is, let me just see, diamond mats, 2.5 by 2.5, and then the small mats are 2 1/8 by 2 1/8. And then your designer series paper piece for this I did the 2 3/8 by 2 3/8, and then we're going to emboss this. This is the smaller one, and this one is 1 7/8 by 1 7/8. Okay, so those are your pieces, whether you use them with designer series paper. So this is actually a designer series paper as well. And for this card, I just want to tell you, if there is a direction, this didn't matter, but this, I wanted this to be upright. And if you cut a square, it's kind of hard if the paper's going the wrong way. Let me just show you. Sorry, I'm back. My dog was barking and I was trying to get this paper. So if you wanted this diamond, so if you were just going to cut it like this, then you would have your diamond go like this. And that's fine, but sometimes it's a real direction, like these, right? So I wanted this a certain way. I wanted it to go like this. All right, so I use this instead, and I also use this to make sure these were in the same direction. So I use the next size for this. So you can use a square die if you wanted to get your diamond to look a specific way, or you can just cut it if you have kind of an all over direction. I hope that makes sense. If you ever have any questions, email me, Patty@pspapercrafts.com, or leave me a comment and I'll answer. I always answer my comments. May not answer it immediately, but I always do. So we're going to put this one down. This is going to be our center piece. And there wasn't really another paper in that pack that I wanted to use for this. So I wanted to have something different behind it. So I decided I would use the Squares Flirty Flamingo, and we are going to emboss them just to give it a little bit of something than just a plain. So this is a new one, Stone and Vine 3D embossing folder. This is the first time I'm using this, so excuse me, let's see how it goes. I have my machine. I have my base plate, number 1. And then for this is a 3D embossing folder. And you could tell if it's 3D, it usually tells you on the package, but you could tell if it's kind of stiff versus, you know, some that are very bendable. And I'm going to put them, I don't know why my dog is barking. I'll turn it off if he keeps it up. I'm going to put these, I don't know that it matters with this folder. I'm just going to put them in the diamond shape. Okay, so we're going to put this down. We're going to put our plate over it. You put the fold on first, you know, going in, and then we're going to hang this over a little bit so that all of it doesn't go into our machine at once. And we're just going to go through, very easy. Okay, sometimes if you have it all together, your sandwich, it's just harder to push through. So if you hang this over a little bit, it makes it easier. So let's take this off. Let's get rid of this. And let's see how they came out. Again, this is the first time I'm using this. It almost looks like it's Stone and Vine. It almost looks like starfish to me. Yeah, but it is a vine. It's pretty. So we're going to put these down on the white mats and see how it looks. And I always like to use liquid glue for my embossed layers. Look at how deep some of this impression is. So you could want to get all in there with your adhesive. And the liquid glue just gives you that couple of seconds to move things around and get them in the right place. And we'll do this one. So the card is very easy. I think I say that with every card. I think the once you have the measurements figured out, you're just layering and putting things together. So thank you to all the people who actually design, because I don't design them. Now, when I first did this one, and this one isn't bad, on this one it seemed funny to have this up to the point. So I put it down here. This doesn't seem bad. So which do you like better? Going all the way up to the top or down here? I think I like it all the way up to the top. For some reason, I didn't like it on this one. So you make your decision how you want that. So we're going to just put glue on this side. If we put it on the whole thing, you're not going to be able to open your card. So we're going to turn it this way, and we're going to put the glue just on this side. And we'll put these pieces down first, and I am going to go all the way up. So you want it to line up here and here, or move it down if you don't like it going above that mat. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing with the bottom. So we want to make sure we're putting it only on this side. All right, and then we'll put this down here. Now I put this down, that's pretty, does it matter? I put this down with glue, and then I popped up the sentiment with dimensionals. I think that's good. So again, we could probably put more glue, we just don't want it in this tab right here. But yeah, just put it on this side. And this will sit right like this. And you want to just line up the points, right? And this is a little high because it's embossed. I'm wondering if I should put a little, I think I'm going to put a dimensional under here. See, this is thicker than this was. Let me just get a dimensional. I mean, sometimes you just, you know, figure it out as you go. And not everything is the same. So, you know, these cards are different from each other. So I'm going to just cut off an edge of a dimensional and try to stick it under there just so it sits nicely. I'm taking off the back end so I could just sneak it right in there. Yeah, that's better. Okay. All right, we're getting there. So then we want to put our sentiment, and I'm doing the thanks for, that's really crooked. Thanks for being there. Is that what it is? Yeah, thanks for being there from Pop-Up Petals. And we are going to, I just have, this is 3/4 of an inch strip. And we're just going to, nothing fancy, we're just going to stamp it on a 3/4 inch strip and then cut it down. Okay, and you can either cut it with scissors if you're good, or you could take out your trimmer and just trim it down. And I'm making it kind of, you know, tight. I don't want the sentiment to be too overpowering for this. Oh, come on. I have no fingernails. And I'm wondering if we should put some kind of branch or something behind it. Let me see what I can find. Okay, I'm back. So I decided I wanted to use a vellum piece, and I'm not sure which one I'm using. So there's this one, and this one, and they're from 2 different sets. So look in your stash, see what you have, punches. This one is from the Beautifully Celebrated dies. And then this one, which I think might be too big, is from the Greenery Lane dies. So let's see, before we put this down, I mean, I can cut this down, or, I mean, we could do both, but let's see how this is cut down a little bit. I wish I could cut it in half easily, but let's see. Let's see if we can do that. I'm going to cut it like this, and then let me see if I can cut it. So I hope you can see this, because it is vellum. I love vellum, and I'm so glad it's back in our product list. No, I think I like this one better. So what I'm going to do is, do we want this here in the middle? I think we'll do it in the middle, just like this. All right, so let's put a little bit of glue on this. I'm going to attach it right to the back of this, and then we'll put that down with dimensionals. So I'm just putting a little glue here. Just like that. And then we'll put dimensionals down. I'm at this end of the sheet here. You guys use these, use everything you have. This is all good stuff. We'll put it right over that. Perfect. And then we'll take this off. And I think I will place it right in the middle. This almost looks like an orange color. Flirty Flamingo. Oh, I think we're stuck there. Okay. Thanks for being there. Grateful for your friendship. And then let's put some bling on it. I thought we would use these. Oh no, I was going to go with this. I'm going to do the brush breast butterflies. These have been around for a long time. I love them. They come in 2 sizes, the small and the large. And I've used them quite a bit, and they are on the last chance list, which makes me sad, but I think they've done their time. So let's get our take your pick tool, and we're just going to put, I think we'll just put a little butterfly right here. And we can add some more around, but I think I like it just like this. So these are the 2 cards. Thanks for being there. Grateful for your friendship. Happy birthday, wishing you good things. And these cards are from my February inspiration calendar, and each Friday I do some kind of fancy fold or technique, or fun fold I should say, or technique, and I do a video. And so next week we'll make a 4-panel accordion fold card. That's a mouthful. So if you are interested in this, you can subscribe to my email list, which is below in the description, along with the project sheet, my online store link, all kinds of good things, my blog link. And every week I do a sketch, sometimes Wednesday and Saturday. I always have a color combo on Thursday, and those are on my blog, my Facebook page. So if you want any of that, I have all my links below, and you can see what I do. I would love for you to post your pictures on my Facebook page if you do the color combo or sketch. And then these are just other ideas of things that you can do. So I hope you have a good week. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone, and I will see you next Friday.